Hey there, it's Danielle Burnock from DanielleBurnock.com, that lady on the internet who loves you, connecting you to the love that heals so that you can know when to stand up for yourself, or whether you need to apologize, or when you are recognizing maybe you've healed from a trauma response. That happened to me today. I got to witness myself go through the sensations of the trauma response without having to act on them. One trauma response, there are many of them, but one trauma response is over apologizing. Apologizing for everything, apologizing for them, apologizing for myself, apologizing for everything, apologizing for taking up space, apologizing for taking up too much time, always apologizing. I was very good at that. Today I went to the dentist. I had to get a crown, and I got the permanent one today. Last year, I got Invisaligns. I shared a little bit about that on some of my episodes before. Going through Invisalign was no fun, which means I want to keep what Invisaligns did for me. But getting this crown affected my Invisalign retainers. When I got the temporary crown last month, my Invisalign tray, they call it, didn't fit on my mouth and my teeth very well and started to hurt my tooth. I called, I went in, and she messed with it and she changed it so it didn't hurt my mouth anymore. That was really cool. So then I had to go back for my permanent crown. Not fun. Going to the dentist is not my funnest thing to do, but I got a really good dentist. If you live near me and are looking for a dentist, I can refer you to a really great one. After they put in the permanent crown, I was told to bring all my Invisalign trays with me, my retainers. I have four sets of them. And she had altered that one. Last month, she used all the machinery and stuff that they have as dentists to change the shape of it and cut things off of it and then, make it soft here and there and the other thing, and it worked. But today, she had to do that with all four of them. And as I sat there in the chair, and her assistant helped also, they had to adjust it because I couldn't even put the bottom tray on my mouth. And years ago, I would have apologized for, I'm sorry, I can't fit that in my mouth. That's my fault that wouldn't fit in my mouth. It's the crown's fault because it just simply didn't fit. And no one had done anything wrong. No one needed to apologize. And so she took out her tools and she started going through the changing of my retainer for me and did a little bit here and had put it in my mouth. She spraying this green stuff on it. We went through that over and over and over because it wouldn't fit here and it was bouncing there and I could feel it on my tongue there. And every time I tried, that little voice was in my head trying to say, man, you're taking too long. There's other people in here that, this dentist needs to go see. And attendants were coming in the room. They have this thing on the wall and they were putting the dentist's name up there. And there were 3 other people waiting for my dentist to go see them. And she's fixing my retainer. And those voices in my head wanted to apologize, wanted to tell her, maybe you need to go take care of them and belittle myself. I'm like, no. I matter just as much as all the other patients matter. I don't matter more than them. They don't matter more than me. And getting what I need taken care of is a right of going to the doctor, going to the dentist. You go to a place and you have the right as the customer to get what you went for. So I was recognizing that even though I felt that pull, because when we heal of trauma, we don't forget everything. But it gives us the power that it doesn't control our lives anymore. So I went through that experience today of feeling like I should apologize, feeling like I should have her stop before it fit properly because I was taking too long. It's like, no, I need to get my needs met. That's what I'm here for. And I have value. And you have value. And wherever you go to get any need met in some way, you go to the doctor, the dentist, you go to the grocery store to buy something, You have certain rights. You don't need to apologize for something that's subpar that has nothing to do with you. I didn't need to apologize. The dentist didn't need to apologize for taking too long. What is too long? That's relative to our perception. It just took as long as it needed to take. And sometimes things just need to take a certain amount of time, and we need to practice patience, which that can be difficult because that's a thing of self-care. And self-care is a good fruit of healing from trauma and standing up for yourself and your value by saying, no, I'm going to sit here in this chair until I get my retainer done properly. I'm taking proper care of myself. I'm standing up for myself because I matter. And you can stand up for yourself because you matter. Whatever you need to have taken care of. If it takes longer than you think, well, let it take longer than you think because you matter. And you don't need to apologize for taking more than your perception of what you thought maybe it ought to. It's just what has to take place. You need to give yourself grace, and the people who are doing their jobs, maybe sometimes things just take a little longer. That's something my counselor had told me when I was beaten on myself for taking too long to heal from trauma. She said, sometimes maybe it just has to take this long. But when we have the proper tools, it doesn't have to take excessively long. If we have the proper tools, we can get things done in an expedient amount of time. It really wasn't as long as it felt. My emotions made it feel longer. Did you ever sit at a red light and feel like it's taking 3 weeks? And then another time, maybe you timed it. It was actually like, 60 seconds, but it felt like 3 weeks. We can feel things are much more severe than they are. We need to just take a break, take a deep breath, and let ourselves be human and get your need met. Stand up for yourself when you need to. If you did something wrong, then apologize, because that's what apologizing is for when you do something wrong, when you make a mistake, not when you're just going through something that's not going the way you thought. That's not it. Apologizing is for when you did something wrong and someone needs to forgive you or something. That's all it is. It's not a big deal. You don't need to apologize for being who you are. You don't need to apologize for getting your needs met, because you have needs, and having needs is human, and you have value, and I love you. And so until next time, bye-bye.